Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It is the capital of the great state of Pennsylvania, and it is also the host city for the Standardbred Horse Sales Company annual auction, the 84th annual auction taking place here in Harrisburg. Welcome to Harrisburg Live and coverage with thestable.ca as we continue during yearling sales season. Anthony and Mark McKelvey, Anthony McDonald with you. It feels like it was just last week we were doing this in Lexington. The fall has certainly flew by, but as we've moved through the various sales, now we get to Harrisburg, and this is one that is very well attended every year. And as we get deeper into sales season, I guess it's safe to say, Anthony, everybody here is a little hungry trying to get maybe their next champion.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a weird transition for us. You know, you go from right in the heart of stake season. You know, we're running all over the place, racing horses, making sure they're prepped and ready to go, and you know, excitement is building. And then there's this soft transition into the Ohio sale. Then Lexington's really cool. You feel the atmosphere bubbling up, and then by Harrisburg, you're right. There's a sense of hunger. Where do we have enough? Do we have what we want? We'll talk about that in a minute, but people generally are excited about horse racing, and you know, this is the greatest thing. I wrote an article talking about, you know, the optimistic side of the future of horse racing, and people forget about that sometimes, how much people love horses, how much they love being in the industry, how much they love being around what we do and how we do it. And this is why a show like this is so very, very important, is to just try and give people a glimpse, maybe a feel of what we go through with this sale. I mean, this is the back ring at Harrisburg right here, where we'll be doing a lot of our bidding, and this place will be jumping come 12 o'clock, that's for sure. It's day one at Harrisburg. It's not quite day one at Lexington, a different feel, different atmosphere, but make no mistake, it'll be plenty electric here come noontime.
Yeah, and we're going to get things started at noon. Of course, we're going to take you right to lunch hour, as we've got plenty of great coverage coming your way. We'll take a look at some of the horses that'll be selling here on day number one. We were here all day yesterday. I took a look at quite a few yearlings, just for everybody's note-taking, I guess you could say. Hips 1, the 167 will be sold today. Yep. Usually here at Harrisburg, they talk about it being a marathon, a lot of horses going through the ring. This is more of a, I guess you can almost say, a select group in a sense, and I think today, while 167 horses doesn't sound like many, I'm sure they'll take their time, and we'll see just how hot the action is.
Yeah, you're going to see some fireworks here this morning for sure, or this afternoon. That's the other different feel, is that we're here in the morning. You know, you and I and Curtis in Lexington spent all day out doing videos, and yesterday you guys got here, we put in a good 6 hours. Amy and I were here 3 hours before that, so I think you said we'd done like 40 or 50 videos.
Yeah, we got close to 50.
And we'll have plenty more to do. I mean, it's just a different transition. Wake up in the morning, you know, get something to drink and go to the sale, do some videos, talk about what your plan is for tonight, but there's no tonight. It's today. And as I said, this show will stop at noon, and that show will start over there. And it's a different feel, but it's cool. It's not bad.
Absolutely. Now, I ask everybody when we were in Lexington, they'd come and join me at the desk. I'd ask them about when was the first time they came to Lexington. Now we're here at Harrisburg. Do you remember the first time you came to Harrisburg?
Yeah. It was a real scary time because we had just started the stable. The first year the stable opened was the first year I came to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I remember coming here and you see all these people and you see all these high-priced horses, and you know, you think to yourself, you're never going to get a horse, you know, and it wasn't like it is now where we have a long list of horses we're looking at, we price them. This was the first year where I started to refine what I believed was the right way forward for the stable, and what I believed made sense for us when it came to purchasing horses and looking at horses. And it's hard to believe that it was 7 or 8 years ago that we started this. 7 or 8 years ago, you know, I came through those doors. This is the second year in a row that one of our horses is on the wall here in Hunterdon. So it's a real cool feeling. For those of you, as I said, I said this at the last time, you should go to Lexington because it is an experience unmatched in horse racing. You should come to Harrisburg because it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's a different feel, but it's still very, very busy, very exciting, as I said, very electric. And to see everybody have the horses out, even if you're not coming here to buy a horse, sit down, you know, get something to eat, and just watch people pull the horses out and see what they're looking at and see how they look at the horses. And that's what I did when I started the stable. I wanted to know, you know, what the top trainers in this sport were looking for when they pulled a horse out, what caught their eye and what they immediately dismissed. And from that is how we refine what we do here at the stable. So yeah, 7, 8 years ago was the first time I came here. Just it feels like a century ago though.
Now, this is my first time here in Harrisburg, so I got to say, this was a little eye-opening yesterday, just seeing the whole facility. Yeah. It's a lot different than Lexington, of course. Lexington and Fasig-Timpton is just an incredible facility. Not that this isn't, but everything I feel is just a little more jammed right in.
Condensed,
and you know what? I do like seeing that, because to your point about seeing the yearlings brought out and people inspecting them and taking a peek at them, you're getting a little closer view, almost a front row seat to that, where in Lexington, it's a little more spread out. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. It was really cool to be here yesterday. It was hopping, and I'm sure today it's just going to probably double in the amount of people that are going to pass through. Now, as we mentioned, you're coming here with a bit of a game plan, so let's talk about that game plan. I know for those that have been watching along with your videos, Pennsylvania trotting fillies are certainly on your radar, Ontario trotting colts, but that being said, value is always very important. So as we come here to Harrisburg in day number 1, what are we looking at for thestable.ca?
Well, for our clients, you know that we are looking for Pennsylvania trotting fillies. We are here also looking for Ontario trotting colts. You'll see some of those later in the sale. But again, for the people following along that are our clients that have put money on the table, we have those 3 partnerships, right? We have the premium horse package, which I thought would be somewhere around $100,000 to $150,000 horse. And it's, again, you talk about transition of the stable. When we first came here, it was like, what could we buy? Now it is much more focused on where should we buy. So that premium horse is a horse where our clients know going in. It doesn't matter if the horse is a $100,000 horse or if the horse is a $10,000 horse. When they leave this sales pavilion, when they leave the property here and they come to the barn, they're all the same. They all get to start the same. It's much like school. Some are good at math, some are good at English, some are no good at all, but that's the way that the yearling sales break down. So we have the Pennsylvania trotting fillies we're looking at, we have the Ontario trotting colts, but we have a litany of horses where I said, and the way, you know this, the way we approach it is always about value, but we try to price all the horses we looked at yesterday. If you took a video of them, I put a price on that horse. Yep. And if that horse falls below what we believe it should, then there's a good chance that horse is in play. Now, we don't have an unlimited amount of money, so I'm trying to fill the gaps of what we're looking for at the stable, but also stepping back and understanding that we need to have a clear view of what's coming in front of us. Is that horse worth $30,000? Is this horse going to play a significant role, hopefully, in our barn at that price range? And these are things that are always going through my head. So yes, we have a laundry list to go through. Yes, we have horses we need to put in the stable, but at the same time, it always, before that hammer drops, before I raise my hand, is this horse going to benefit us at that price? And that has to be always the way we're coming from.
The people tuning in this week, we're going to have videos, just like we did in Lexington, of the horses that Anthony and crew have inspected. Now, we have videos, as you mentioned. I think 40 to 50 were taken yesterday. That doesn't even count the horses that we didn't do videos for. And sometimes those horses that we didn't do videos for, those are going to be ones that are still on your radar, right?
100%.
There's a chance that we maybe didn't get a chance to shoot a video, but you maybe thought, well, we'll just see where this one lands. But you've certainly taken a peek. I would hazard a guess that you probably saw about 80 to 90 horses yesterday.
A few more than that. I mean, truthfully, you hit it right on the head. If we did a video on a horse, this is a horse that we think we might be able to purchase. And I try to explain it in the videos. This is why I believe this is a good horse for us. And then there's lots of horses where I don't think we're going to be able to buy them. Yeah. But that doesn't mean we're not going to. I might have a list of that 40 or 50 horses that we did the videos of, but there might be another list of 50 with horses that are priced where this is likely an unattainable, and I made a couple of those too, this is likely an unattainable horse. But this is why we could buy this horse. This is what I believe may keep that price down. Again, sometimes you're off by what could be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, but people have to understand the fragility, like the fluidity of the sale, and it only takes 2 people that want that horse more than you, and you're not going to get it.
Yesterday, when we were passing through the different consignments, what I found very interesting is the fact that you were pulling out your horses, you'd give the list, we'd go through whether that's 7, 8, sometimes it was just a few horses depending on the consignor, but then they would mention to you, do you mind taking a look at this one? Can you take a peek here? I got a trot and filly. Anytime has that happened where you've been, wow, you know what? Here is a horse that I hadn't considered.
Yeah, sometimes like that, but also, I mentioned earlier about just sitting there and watching what people are pulling out. If you could only follow along, just quietly follow some of those bigger trainers for a couple hours and see what they do. 1, you'd learn a lot, and 2, you get a look at things that you may have missed, right? Things that they may have seen also. And some of the nicest horses we've bought, I may have been sitting here at a desk or sitting in a chair and somebody pulled the horse out across the way. And man, I just immediately looked at that horse and said, it's a beautiful animal. and ended up going over and looking at, we had bought a horse in London, the last sale in London, the exact same way, a pacing filly. I was looking at some trotters at one consignment, and this filly had been pulled out a good 2 or 3 times in front of me. Finally, I had to go over and say, can I see that horse?
Right.
And we ended up buying that filly, and we're always, regardless of how you get there, none of this matters come next June or July anyway. This is wonderful that we're doing the show, we're looking at horses, we're buying horses, but none of it matters, because it all matters what happens on the track next summer or the summer after that. And we're all trying to get to the same point. So whether you want to look at a good-looking horse or a talented pedigree page or both or neither, and maybe you just like the name of the horse, I don't know. No one really knows until they go behind the gate. So as fun as this is, as exciting as it is, and as analytical as it can be, if anybody truly knew, the same people would own the best horses in the world all the time.
You're right about that. You're getting a good look there at the sales ring here in Harrisburg, and just under 2 hours time, horses will be passing through at a pretty quick pace. Going to be a very hot day number 1. All right, we're going to take a time out, and when we come back, we'll start to take a look at some of those videos that we have put together, checking out some of the yearlings that are selling here on day 1 in Harrisburg. So don't go anywhere. Harrisburg Live with thestable.ca will continue on the other side of the break.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page. Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 123 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
By now, you know the name COSA TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA TV, taking Ontario racing global.
mixed sale portion to Harrisburg. That'll take place later in the week. Welcome back inside. Mark McKelvey at the desk. Just behind me is the back ring, as Anthony was talking about prior to the break. The horses, they'll gather in there as they're bringing them along. As they get closer to the time, they'll enter the ring, up that ramp right through there, and then right into the main arena. Now it's very busy already here this morning. Sale will get underway for day number 1 at noon. Days 2 and 3, which we will have live coverage of, will get underway at 10 a.m. We'll be on the air a little bit before that to get you teed up. And what'll be a lot of fun on days 2 and 3 is to go back and take a look at the horses that have been purchased by thestable.ca in the previous day's session. We'll have videos on them, whether we've already done a video. If we haven't, we'll certainly get one and be able to take a look at some of the new recruits for thestable.ca. But on a day like today, we're focusing on the horses that are going to pass through the ring on day number 1 and some of the potential targets for thestable.ca. As I mentioned, we were here all day yesterday, shot several videos, which we're going to play for you in just a moment. Now, one thing I was told by everybody coming to Harrisburg for the first time is you usually got to pack pretty warm. We're into November. That being said, the temperature has been incredible here. Very unseasonable temperatures, very mild, very humid. And yesterday, the one thing I really noticed as we were passing along, very warm in here. Everyone dragging a little bit later in the day, including the yearlings. They just didn't have some of that spunk in them as they got a little bit later into the day. And of course, in a different environment, they're going to get a little tired out. But we'll see just how it plays here today. Already getting pretty humid, and these bright lights certainly don't help. We want you to chime in with us all week long. Make sure you do leave your comments underneath our Facebook video, and if you're watching along on YouTube, you can do it there as well. Get the conversation going on anything. You know, back in Lexington, we asked on day 1 who you thought the sales topper was going to be. If you have a horse that you think might bring the highest bid here in Harrisburg, we'd like to hear that, as well as maybe some targets, some horses that you like. A nice part, if you go to the Harrisburg sale website, when you open up the catalog here, you actually find they do have as well the barcode right there. So a QR code that'll take you right to the videos of the yearlings, very handy. So if you want to take a look at some of the videos along with the videos that we're going to play for you in just a moment, you can check out some of the potential recruits, some of the horses that are going to pass through the sale here this week. But without further ado, let's take a closer look at several of the potential targets today for thestable.ca on day number 1 from Harrisburg.
You know, we're going to bring you lots of videos over the next 3 days of a lot of horses. Some of them we might be able to attainably purchase. Some of them we can't. Some of them we probably shouldn't video at all. This is number 6, Alamo, Hanover. The reason I laugh about that is there are a number of horses we simply won't be able to attain. Atlas Hanover was an expensive yearling, and this is his full brother. And although Atlas Hanover didn't light the world on fire at 164,000 made and a mark of 51 and 2, he's been a fun horse for us over the last 6-7 weeks. He is out of a sister to Western Hanover. This is number 6 in the sale. So Atlas Hanover, his brother Alamo Hanover, although he's a beautiful colt and looks great, it is going to be very hard to purchase him. Having said that, we are going to be standing beside the ring when he goes through, and if we have the ability to do so, we will. I'm not optimistic it will happen, but on the off chance it does, this is number 6, Alamo Hanover, April 28th colt by Captain Treacherous, a full brother to Atlas Hanover. Now I brought you guys a couple of horses already today that we shouldn't be able to afford, but I told you when we headed to Lexington, and I'm going to tell you again right now, every year, every sale, every day, people look at the results and they say, how did that horse go for that? And those are the tickets we want to be holding, if they make sense. Now, number 10, Armada Hanover, is a horse that absolutely shouldn't be able to come home with us, but I'll tell you a couple of reasons he might be able to. He's not as big. I don't know how big Allywag Hanover, his brother, that's right, this is Allywag Hanover's brother. I don't know how big his brother is. This is going to be a decent to pretty good sized horse. He's well put together. There's nothing really at fault with this horse. Pennsylvania only is the jurisdictional status of Armada Hanover. And quite frankly, if you take Allywag Hanover out of the first dam, you have a bunch of okay horses. Nah, but you still got to see Arakash Hanover in the second dam. Nevertheless, we're going to keep an eye on this guy. I didn't come here to buy a pacer. I certainly didn't come here to buy a Stay Hungry. But we did come here looking for value, and if by some chance, maybe Armada Hanover stalls out a little lower than what I think he'll go for, or should go for, or might go for, and who knows, you might see number 10 on day number 1, Armada Hanover. I stay hungry. This is also a stay hungry, not a Captain Treacherous, a stay hungry brother to Allywag Hanover. His name is Armada Hanover, and who knows, as I said, if nothing else, you know what, it took me, less than 10 minutes to actually examine this horse, look at him closely, and decide whether he's a horse we'd be interested in. At the very, very most, I've wasted 10 minutes out of my life, as you did too. So again, number 10, Armada Hanover. This is an April 20th, Stay Hungry Brother to Allywag Hanover, selling on day number 1 here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Good girl. So we have a number of horses on what I would say my top 10 list. Right? Call it what you will. There's going to be lots of horses I like along the way. It's all going to be based on value. You know, what I think they're worth, what they go for. This is number 35, and she is definitely on my top 10 list. Green Shoe filly. I told everybody we need Pennsylvania trotting fillies. Not as much as we need Ontario trotting colts, but we will be focusing on those two groups mainly. This is Genevieve, or Genevieve, depending on how you want to say it. This is a Pennsylvania-only black trotting filly by Green Shoe, out of a sister to Chimpanzee. Now, the father Patrick brother Ripplin sold last year for $102,000. I think, let me see an update here. Ripplin didn't do anything yet this year, so that helps us a little bit, maybe. Man, this is one good-looking filly. I loved her video. That's not true. I didn't love her video. I liked her video, but I love everything about her now that I see her right here standing in front of me. You know, we had another black filly we bought last year that I thought was one of my top picks that ended up doing well for us this year, and this is another one. If we're going to look at small digs on this filly, I would say she is just a hair. And I mean a hair towed out up front. Knees are good. Everything is good with her. Can you walk her? Do we have anywhere to walk her, sir? Do you have anywhere to walk her? Yep. Just take a look at this filly here. Man, she's a good looker. She is a little bit towed out. I don't know if you guys can see it. Curtis, maybe when you watch him coming back, you can see how she comes off the ground. A little bit, 11-1 maybe. See it? So she is definitely towed out a hair. But you can see her in her video. It doesn't look to me like she's going to interfere at all. But they're not going 35 miles an hour in their video either. So it's hard to be perfect and right on. But I can tell you one thing. There's a lot of horses that caught my eye before the sale. There's a lot of horses I'm looking at in the sale. Number 35. Oh, look, she's going to open fire here on one of these horses. Genevieve is definitely one of the ones I am looking at. She's not perfect, but man, I like everything about her. Number 35, Genevieve, selling here, day 1, early day 1. Coming from Ontario, all the way to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to potentially return to Ontario. So, number 35, Genevieve, of course, we're watching on day 1 here in Harrisburg.
You could have just done it privately, right?
Yeah. So I can tell you, this is not a trotter. It is not an Ontario-bred trotting colt, nor a Pennsylvania trotting filly. This is a Captain Treacherous, single eligible, Pennsylvania eligible pacing colt from Icy Stable, Far East Standardbreds in Ontario, selling here in Pennsylvania. The mother, first foal from AA Mint, Better's Delight mare with over 500,000 made in a market 52-4 as a 2-year-old. The second dam is a dam of OK Commander, OK Boromir, OK Heavenly. Pretty strong family. And if you get an opportunity to look down on the third dam, there's lots there too. This is a horse we probably shouldn't buy. And we were at Fari looking at 3 other horses, and she said, you know what, you got to look at number 39. And very, very good looking horse. It's unlikely. I'll tell you what, if this horse ends up in Ohio or Ontario with us, there's going to be some frowny face emojis on the Far East Standardbred site, I can tell you that. But this is a sale, and bad things happen to good people, and good things happen to bad people. Who knows what will happen here in Harrisburg, but if we have the opportunity to buy mint condition, we won't hesitate to bid. So number 39, mint condition, selling here. Day number 1, early number 39 in the Harrisburg sale. So we're at Peninsula Farms looking at some babies, and we looked earlier at a really good looking filly in Concord who is a sister to Brace for Landing, but more importantly at a Solvig and that entire family. This right here is a direct relative. This is a Father Patrick colt. April 18th, Pennsylvania and Kentucky eligible. Father Patrick colt out of a Trixton sister to Shake It Cherry and Uncle Lassie and Brace for Landing. So again, you start seeing this family start to show up in a lot of the sales. It's a really, really good looking colt. He had a really nice video now. Honestly, he's a medium-sized fella, a really stout colt. I thought he would be a bigger horse from his video, but he's certainly not small by any means of the imagination. So this is number 54, Memory and Imagination is, as I said, an April 18th Father Patrick colt. Selling here at Peninsula. Great video on this colt. I love this family, obviously, and himself. It's a really nice looking individual, very, very well put together. Number 54, Memory and Imagination. Okay, let's get this done, Kurt. So this would be number 3 for sure that we brought you today. Number 3 on the list of horses we shouldn't be able to afford. This is a green shoe, again, Pennsylvania only, bred, trotting filly. She is a sister to Hanover. Now there are a couple things going for us in this regard. One, she's a little bit small. If you look at her, a number of the green shoes are a little smaller. This filly is. She's very well put together, very, very correct. So that goes against us right off the hop. She is small, so that's a check mark for us. Now, the most interesting thing, aside from the fact that she is also just Pennsylvania eligible, again, check mark for us. Now, once in a while, what I'd like to do, an exercise we like to do, is take a look at the pedigrees and just say, a horse like Hanover just jumps off the page. Oh my God, this is Hanover's sister. So take Hanover out of that pedigree and tell me how strong it is without her in it. Not very strong at all. The most money made in Hanover's first dam, aside from Hanover herself, was a Cantab Hall that made $52,000. Now Hanover made $3 million. She can float the whole family if she wants, but I'm here to buy her sister, not her. And when I look at the rest of this family, it's ordinary, it's okay, but it's not Hanover. So you're left with a difficult situation as a racehorse purchaser. This is a small filly, only eligible to Pennsylvania, who has a world champion sister. As somebody looking for residual value as a broodmare, well, this is Hanover's sister. So depending on what this filly brings, what she looks like, what she's at in the ring, it would make all the sense in the world to potentially buy this filly. She does have a sister with $3 million made. She is by Green Shoe. She does look very nice. She is a little bit small. She is only eligible in Pennsylvania. There's a lot going on here. So it's all going to boil down to, as it always does, value. What is Hedgie Hanover going to bring in the ring tomorrow? Number 76. This is going to be an interesting one in the ring. I'm going to be watching this one very, very carefully. Number 76, Hedgie Hanover, selling on day number 1 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page. Own a little and love it a lot Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 123 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
By now, you know the name COSA TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Harrisburg,
Can you do me a favor?
A beautiful Monday.
We're doing a live broadcast right there.
Seasonably warm for
I just
November,
want to ask you a couple.
and I
Come
think
on, I know you're
everybody
quiet, but I
is,
have just two
certainly
questions.
trying to take
Couple
advantage
of
of that at the same
questions.
time.
That's all right.
Warm here in the
Just
show
asking about
complex
your year,
here
your
in
horses, nothing else.
Harrisburg. Day
Come
number
on.
1 is coming
It'll
up
take 2
as
seconds.
the yearlings are getting set to enter the ring. Just
Everybody
behind
wants to
me.
hear from
Kicks
us.
off
Oh, yes,
at
they
noon.
do.
As we mentioned, we wanted you to leave your comments
Mark.
and let us know who you might think will be the
second.
sale topper, at least here on day number 1. Wade Mason chiming in. He thinks it might be hip number 34, that being Day Trader Hanover, a green shoe colt out of a mare by Muscled Yankee, that being Dancing for Money.
I was
She
just
hit
gonna
over
ask you what the year
100,000
he
in her
had.
career, and
The year he had
she
the
has
tr-
been a
oh,
real
here.
nice producer to this point. She's the dam of 5 winners from 5 foals, so 100% there. 1 in better than 53. That, of course, being Dip Me Hanover, who was a 3-year-old trotting filly of the year. So that's Wade's guess. If you have a guess on who you might think will be the sale topper today here in Harrisburg, make sure you do leave us a comment, whether you're watching along on Facebook or YouTube. Share as well. Let everybody know. We want to welcome in all of our viewers that are watching from around the world. We had tremendous feedback to our coverage from Lexington. Just hoping we can replicate that here in Harrisburg. As I mentioned, we're going to have some guests that'll join us on the desk throughout today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. We're going to get to that in just a moment. I think we got a guest lined up just over my left shoulder. So why don't we just take a brief time out? We've got the folks back behind the scenes keeping everything moving. So we'll take a quick time out, get set up here, and bring in our first guest here on Harrisburg Live as you are with us from thestable.ca in Harrisburg.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page. Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
Back to Harrisburg Live as we're getting set for day number 1 of the yearling sale. You're watching our live coverage here with thestable.ca. Mark McKelvey on the desk with our first special guest, Ake Svanstedt, joining us. Thanks so much for joining us on the desk today.
Thank you.
All right, well, I saw Anthony catching up with you, and you're here at Harrisburg. I was asking different people earlier this week about the first time they came to Harrisburg. For you, from Sweden, when was the first time you came to Harrisburg?
Yeah, it's 9 years ago now. We have lived here 9 years, and we visit the sale first with Hedgie to buy horses, and yes.
So you came here. I wasn't sure if maybe during your time before you relocated to North America, if you'd ever come here, but did you pay attention to the yearling sales in the U.S. when you were racing back in Sweden before you came here?
No, not so much, no.
And now that you've been well established here for close to a decade and had a lot of success, and a lot of success last weekend in the Breeders' Crown, 3 Breeders' Crown titles. How great was that weekend for your stable?
Yeah, it was one of the greatest weekends we have had. So it was the 3 wins, and of course it was good.
Well, let's go through your winners. Let's first start with Special Way, this fantastic trotting filly. You did the driving as well yourself. You headed over the lines to Dexter Dunn for Jiggy Jog and Acure D, but for yourself being in the bike, is it still extra sweet to get the job done as a driver and trainer?
Yeah, of course it is, and I want to drive the 2-year-old horses almost myself, and I have drove all races, so no changes for the Breeders' Crown final.
How good was she on that night? Was that one of her best performances this year?
Yes, it was, and 52 flat in October. That was good.
Now, what's the game? What's the game plan?
First over the last time, so she was strong.
So what's the game plan going forward for her? Will we see her still continue, or are you going to be done?
We're going to turn her out now. She's jogging a couple of weeks, then we turn her out and come back next year.
Okay, so let's move on then to the 3-year-old filly trotters and Jiggy Jog. Now that's a really good group of 3-year-old trotting fillies this year. A lot of talent there, but she has had a tremendous season, and over the last several weeks has had a lot of real good success. Were you always really high on her?
Yes, she have always had the talent, but she have been so sensitive. But the last 2.5 months, she have been very strong mentally. She can go outside and she eat the feed everywhere. Before she was sensitive, and didn't eat if she shipped long way, but now she's much stronger mentally.
And when we saw that performance from her in the Breeders' Crown, that's a really good group, like I mentioned, that she beat. But I guess, is it a little extra sweet for yourself as well when you're beating a group of horses that you know has just so much talent. I mean, you look at Joviality, you go through Fashion Schooner, there's a lot of really good fillies there. I guess you're confident in your filly, but you know every week's going to be a tough battle.
Yes, of course, yes.
So let's move on now to Ake and this has been a division, the older trotters, that you've had a tremendous run in, and of course you've won a lot of the biggest races this year. It started off with Alaraja 1. Let's touch on that one first. How disappointing was that to see his season come to an end? So
yeah, that was bad. He got a suspension, but he looks better already, so we're preparing for next season.
Well, that's really good to hear. Back of the Neck won the Maple Leaf Trot back at Woodbine Mohawk Park a little earlier in the year. So before we do get to Ake and the Breeders' Crown, a performance like that in the Maple Leaf Trot, did you know he always had the ability to step up with a race like that?
Yeah, he had, but it looks like he don't like the hot weather summertime. So it was the same last year. He get better in the late summer and the fall and race good. So it was the same now. So yeah, he is a very talented horse, and so I have expect that he's gonna race good.
Ake now, back-to-back years having won the Breeders' Crown. Last year when he won the Breeders' Crown, we didn't here in North America know a whole lot about him. This year we were well aware. First, talk about his season. Not very many starts. Is that by design? Do you have to manage him very carefully?
Yeah, we manage him carefully because he have a little sword, and I think he get better and better, stronger and stronger. So yeah, but in the international trot, he was bad because I put the blind bridle on him. And that didn't work out so good. He was too aggressive.
Well, he certainly was on top of his game in the Breeders' Crown. Was that maybe the best he's been this season?
Oh, he was good the first race this year. He raced 49, so he had been good the whole time. But yeah, lost some race to Alraya 1 and one time to Back of the Neck. But he raced good every time.
So looking ahead, as you're getting late into the season here now, for your stable, how many horses do you still got racing? I know we still have the Fall 4 and the TVGs going, so is things still pretty busy, or is it starting to slow down a little?
I start to slow down. It's just the kindergarten and TVG, and Valley Victory goes made. But after November 26th, then we turn them out and go for vacation.
Of course, and enjoy that vacation and get ready for next year. Looking here in Harrisburg for yourself, do you have a target on how many horses? How does it work for you? Do you have owners that are already in touch with you? Are you here picking some out for them?
In Lexington, I buy horses, and then the owners are coming after when they see that I have both horses. So, yes, I think we have around 35 horses, 2 yearlings already.
Okay, so quite busy, of course. And
yes,
is that a sweet spot? Is that the number that you like to have?
Yeah, we have had around 30, 35 every year. So.
Well, thanks so much for dropping by to take some time to chat with us. Congratulations on what was a tremendous Breeders' Crown. It's been a lot of fun to watch your stable continue to have success, so many great stars, and poised to continue to have a big end of 2022, and I'm sure you're really excited about 2023.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
All right, that's Ake Svanstedt joining us here. Enjoy Harrisburg. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more coverage.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page. Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
And you're getting another look here in Harrisburg as we're getting set for day number 1. The yearling sale getting underway, and it's becoming a beehive of activity around here. People continuing to file in as session number 1 is going to get underway at noon Eastern time. We welcome you back inside, and I have another special guest with me. Tammy McNiven from Twin Brook Farms has joined me. And Tammy, thanks so much for taking some time. I imagine you're really busy this morning.
It's extremely busy this morning. You know, just before showtime, everybody wants your attention, and we're glad to give it to you guys this morning.
Well, thanks so much. I mean, we have a lot of clients tuning in that aren't able to attend these sales, whether that was in Lexington, here in Harrisburg, or even at the recently conducted London sale. Talk a bit about the operation for yourselves. You guys come here with a group of horses. When do you get into town? How much preparation time is needed before people can come here and start inspecting your yearlings?
Okay, well that's a really loaded question.
It probably goes back really far.
Yeah, so like we start sale prepping the day, the minute the mare is inseminated.
Right.
But actually physically to get here, it's like a 6-week, 8-week process. The horses come into the barn around the 1st of August. They go on a certain program, certain feeding, certain exercise. Then, you know, they all have to have new shoes for the sale. They all have to get clipped for the sale. They all have to get bathed for the sale. People come to the farm daily to look at the horses. We get to turn them out every day for people. Then the last week is crunch time. That's the time you don't want anybody to get hurt. You don't want anybody to get a flaw. And let's face it, they're animals, stuff happens, you know. So we're trying to treat them with kid gloves the last week, but they get all their, I call it the spa days. They get pedicures, they get manicures, they get their hair cut, bath, all to look perfect for sale day. Also during that last 6 weeks, we load them on trailers 2 or 3 times, so they are used to getting on a trailer and going somewhere. A lot of these horses have never been in a trailer before, and it's scary for them. And if you think about it, when they leave our farm, that is their comfort zone, because they're used to all of us. They come here, people are poking, prodding, picking up feet, walking by, not paying attention, and these horses, I don't know what to expect. And then they're taken away from us and they're scared, right? Like, could you imagine if you had a little child taken away from you and thrown into new surroundings? It doesn't go very well sometimes. So, you know, you have to really be confident in your horse, put a lot of like bomb-proof things into them to desensitize them from a lot of issues. But on the whole, most people are really good, but we try to give them their life lessons to begin with.
So how many horses do we have here this week?
32 we have here this week. Yes, we have a big consignment this week. We're selling 5 today, which is Monday, and then I think 12 and then 13, something like that.
So having 5 here today, is that a nice little ease into things? Or of course there's a lot of pressure here today because we know day number 1 usually is going to come with a lot of fireworks.
Absolutely. Day number 1 is the big hitting day. Having 5 on it, it's a very nice compliment that we have 5 on that day. Obviously we've got the pedigree and we have the confirmation. So that is a very nice compliment to us for what we do. But it is stressful because we go in the sales ring at $0. We do not know what they're going to bring. We don't have a reserve, so what they bring, what they bring. There's no for sale sign on them. So you'll see me up there. I stand with the auctioneers Usually the more they bring, the bigger the smile I get. Because obviously it's validating what we're doing, and it's very rewarding to see that.
Of course. Now we can talk a bit about some of your yearlings in a moment, but how's the traffic been coming
We've been
through?
very busy. We started showing horses Saturday afternoon, which is typically unusual. But because we come Thursday to the sale, our horses get back down here, they get to sleep after the trip. They're ready to go Saturday afternoon, so people come to us and get early homework done.
Now you've been here many times. Now for me, this is my first time here. Everybody told me you got to dress warm. Not the case this week. It's very warm in here. The conditions, have you noticed that impacting some of your horses? I thought yesterday, towards the end of the day, of course they're going to be a little tired after everybody's been bringing them in and out of their stalls, but being so humid in here, does that play any factor?
It's huge. It's funny you say that, because I think this is the 25th year of us selling at Harrisburg. When we used to come, we used to always bring turtlenecks, sweatshirts, coats. As the years have progressed, we always bring t-shirts. We don't need anything, because if it's global warming, I don't know, but it's definitely warm, and this is unusually warm. And it's just not a healthy environment for the horses or for us, because not only being warm outside, horses generate a lot of heat.
Right.
So the heat from their bodies is warming the barns as well.
I can imagine. Now I mentioned we can talk about some of your consignment. Day number 1 here, obviously you got 5. I can give you the platform to talk about all 5, but
do you have
one? Let's go through all 5.
Okay.
Why don't you just tell us a bit about?
We drew how they draw hip numbers for the sale. I don't know if you've covered this or not, but it's alphabetical by dam. So what they do is they take Monday horses, the best conformation, the best pedigrees, and they allot them by, this year it's A, so all the mothers' names that start with A. Our mother is Ab Fab, so obviously we drew number 1. She's also the mother of, you will know, Wheels on Fire, who's a very big horse at home, Mohawk, and he's won 2 in a row.
Big in size as well.
Big in size. This fella, Twinbee on Fire, is a down by the seaside, one of the top stallions out there right now. He stands at 16-1 right now. He's a big boy. I think somebody's going to get a bargain with him, because he will cover the track just like Wheels on Fire. Nice, big, long stride, and I think he's just like Wheels on Fire. He'll get his nose across just in time every time.
That's exciting.
And then we have an Always Be Mickey filly, who is just a tank. She has a brother that races at Mohawk for Nick Gallucci. Better Buckle Up. I'm sure you know him, previous Ontario Sire Stakes holder. And the owners went to Always Be Mickey just to try to up the mare a little bit. Better Buckle Up was a really nice horse, and they're just trying to get a little more out of that mare. And I think they've done it with her. She's quite a picture. She almost looks like a little stud colt standing there with her legs and her body. Then we come to Better's Delight's sister to Twinbee Joe Fresh, who I'm sure everybody has followed Twinbee Joe Fresh this year. She has a couple sub 48 miles at 2. I think she's the only filly ever to do that at 2. Unfortunately, she won't get Filly of the Year because she didn't go to the Breeders' Crown. Chris didn't pay her into the Breeders' Crown, but she's Filly of the Year in our hearts.
Yeah.
She's just a great filly, great filly. So we have her sister, and I can't compare her to Joe Fresh because Joe Fresh is amazing. But this is a nice filly. Had a lot of traffic on her. The right people are looking at her. So we're kind of excited about her too.
Before we move on, actually, let's talk a bit about Twinbee Joe Fresh. So how proud have you been all season long? I mean, the fact that dual eligible now is something that we're starting to see more regularly with Kentucky, the way the program is. She was able to go to Kentucky, to New York, to win those Sire Stakes finals. That's something that was unprecedented. It's been a lot of fun to track her. She's got some serious ability.
She really does. We were in the market to buy brood mares a few years ago, and our daughter went walking through and saw her standing just outside the sale ring and called my husband and I and said, "Get over here, I found a mare, I really like her." It's like, okay. Well, we went over and looked at her, we went, wow, we really like her. But we wanted a mare two after her, we really wanted, who was a Pappy Rob family. So we said, okay, let's stand here and watch. Well, we bought her for $21,000. And we thought, okay, she has a Roll with Joe in her. He's not really in fashion, somewhat. If we could get out on that first foal to sell what we paid for the mare, we'd be happy. Well, she turned out she was a pretty filly, and she brought $65,000 because of the dual eligibility, the Kentucky and the New York. So Chris Ryder brought her. Wonderful man, wonderful trainer, and back and forth. She went New York, Kentucky, New York, Kentucky. She won both Sire Stakes championships, and the rest is history. We made $560,000 this year at 2, and he's put her away fresh.
That's the name. And I was thinking that when you mentioned about she wasn't eligible for the Breeders' Crown, but guess what? With what we've already seen, she's not going to get over-raced here too. Really excited to see what she can do with 3.
Yeah. So we're very excited about that. So
let's continue through your day 1.
Okay. We have, unfortunately, with this business, we have bad luck. Number 91, Twin B Ludicrous, had a little accident at 4:15 the other morning, and the sale company called us, and he put a hind leg through a partition, and he took the skin off his leg, and I think we're going to pull him.
Okay.
He just, you do everything in your right power to get him here, but it's not fair to him or the new owners, and it's heartbreaking.
Right.
Because you get them here so close, but it happens. It's, stuff happens. So. And then our last one, he's going to be our sleeper. He's a Captain Crunch.
Okay.
He's first crop. Twin B Epic, the mother, sells beautiful foals. He is really nice. I like him. He's just a playful guy. He's a whole package. Somebody's going to get a really nice, good horse here.
So you're obviously really excited then to go today.
Yeah.
All right, so looking ahead throughout the rest of the week, you said you got a group of over 30 horses here. How much staff do you have to bring along?
Wow. We bring, I'm going to say we have, I think there's 15 total of us. It takes quite a few people to run the village.
Yep.
There's a lot to do. Very early mornings, like 4:30 mornings. We don't get out here to 6, 7 at night. These kids are crashing at night. We go for a bite to eat, they go to bed, and they're back right at it 4:30 the next morning.
So when this is all said and done, the operation never stops. But when the yearling sales finally wind down, what's the next focus at Twin Brook?
Okay, so we go home, we unload our trailers with our equipment. Our weanlings come into the barn for 2 weeks, starting a week from today. They'll be in the barn and they will get broke to cross ties and walking. They'll learn how to walk and pick up their feet more and everything like that. So they're going to learn their first step of life lessons next week. It never ends.
It's just a constant
And then
cycle.
less than 2 months, we'll have our first babies on the ground.
So again, it is never really any downtime, is it?
Never downtime.
Well, thanks so much. You don't have a lot of time, but thanks for taking some time to join us on the desk here today. Best of luck today and throughout the rest of the week.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, Tammy McNiven from Twin Brook Farms. We'll take another time out and be right back live from Harrisburg.
By now, you know the name COSA TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3, with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
We're just under an hour away from the start of day number 1 here in Harrisburg. 167 horses scheduled to go through the sales ring on day number 1. Welcome back to the desk, Mark McKelvey. Please be joined by another special guest. Robert Lindstrom has joined me, well known in the racing circles, here from Sweden, and you've had a lot of success. You're dabbled in quite a bit of the industry, so I'm just going to leave the floor to you for our viewers at home. Just to explain a little bit about Robert Lindstrom and everything that you're involved with.
Okay, yeah. I've been working as an agent, buying and selling horses for 20-25 years, going over from mostly for European clients, and then buying the horses here, bringing them over to Sweden. And that has changed the last 10 years. Much more people keep the horses for the two first season over here and then go from there. So, but and we also buy a lot of breeding material and brood mares. So that has helped the industry in Sweden very, very much.
So talking a little bit about both sides of the game, the racing and the breeding side, do you have a preference one side or the other?
No, I'm so much into pedigree, so
yeah.
I really like the breeding parts. We also now working have a company that works with the frozen semen shipment from American stallions that we bring to the frozen semen to Europe and sell it all through Europe. So it's that has grown a lot, and it's a very important part of my business now.
Now, there's obviously quite a bit of difference when you talk about racing in Sweden and here in North America. We'll get to that in just a moment, but you've had a lot of success here in North America. Captain Corey comes to mind.
Yeah.
Has that probably been one of your biggest moments in the racing game?
Absolutely. That's a a dream come true. It was during the COVID year. It was racing, so I was fortunate enough to come over and could go over. Some of the partners that was in the horse that I sold out shares to couldn't come, so that was the biggest disappointment of a fantastic year. That we couldn't share that with more. But he did amazing. Ake and his team did an amazing job with him. And I'm especially glad because I bought Guru Gaga, his father, and brought him to Europe. So I mean, it was a son of him that could do it. It was fantastic.
So again, it kind of checked all those boxes for what you get the enjoyment out of. Talking a bit about those differences though between Sweden and North America, how much is a race like the Hambletonian on the radar back in Sweden?
And that is very big. That is the race. When we talk about United States, that is the race that everybody likes and want to be in. And they know all of the winners, the people that are interested in racing. So.
Now back in Sweden, obviously the Elite Bob, we know well about that, but there's so many great big races over there. For yourself, do you have a favorite?
No, really nowadays I like the American racing much more, especially from Netherlands, because now the way that they drive, the new rules for the driver, how they can use the whip and because I didn't like to watch the races before because I think they've used the horses. Now I think it's much better. I'm very happy for what they're doing at the Netherlands, and there is still some places I wish to change a little bit more. We've done a lot of this in Sweden. We are on our way, in Italy and France also to get it better. So, so I like the Swedish races that way, but I prefer now when I see the American races, I like them a lot. You know, more action.
Yeah, certainly. And one thing that stands out here, and it's always been a real focus point in North American racing, is speed.
Yeah.
How important has speed been in Sweden? Again, I know we look here, we just look and see how fast has a horse gone. What's his career best? How much of a focus was that always the same over there?
No, it's not. It's because we go for different distance. Right. So we go races. Mile races is the shortest one, but we can do 2 mile races. So I mean, we look at other things in the horse, you know, and a little bit more tactics from the driver and also the horses, that they have the power and the strength to go long distance. And we have the mix with the French and the American trotters. You can get horses that is so different. You know, they can do so much more in different part of the race.
Now, my knowledge of racing in Sweden is fairly limited. I watch the Elite Lob, I know a little bit, but we always notice that's a 5/8 of a mile track. Yeah. Do the track sizes vary much in Sweden? Because here, that's one thing I'd have to ask you. I imagine you prefer mile track racing.
Yeah, I do. And unfortunately, we don't have so much of that in Sweden so far. We have 1 mile track, and they are now building for Jägersro. They are planning to build a new track, and it's going to be over a bigger track, like Mohawk.
7/8, close to a mile. Yeah. For yourself, looking at this week here in Harrisburg, what are you looking for? We were talking before we came on camera. You've got some clients. You're doing a little bit of work for them. You might not necessarily be buying for them, but you're trying to help them out.
Yeah, no, especially this year, I have a big group of horses that I looked at, you know, to make my evaluation of the horse, and then I give them now all the information, what horses I like, and then we see what they buy. Maybe I'm going to buy 1 or 2, but mostly I just do the footwork, you know, to get hopefully get them to buy the right horses.
That's it. That's what you're trying to pick out the right ones. Looking at the group of horses this year, some of the first crops, Green Shoe. Anything catching your eye there?
Yeah. Very nice horses. Long leg, very nice bodies on the horses. So I think he's off to a good start. You know, with the buyers also, the trainers that bought his offsprings. You know, they are many of the best trainers. So I think he will have a very good chance to dominate next as a juvenile stallion, you know, right, for next year for the 2 years. Yeah.
So of course having good backing is very important for a stallion. Any other of the trotting stallions here in North America that maybe you kind of lean towards that you're a fan of?
I was positively surprised of International Money, what he's shown. I didn't thought they were going to be that consistent, you know, some good, some bad, but now he's overall many good horses. So that time that surprised me a little. Of course, Walner and still Muscle Hill, Chapter 7, you know, the best ones. They're fantastic. There is a couple of very nice Chapter 7 fillies, and I've seen here, and some Green Shoes also that is, especially fillies this year, looks amazing, and the prices for them have been up through the roof, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, Lexington obviously was very strong. I imagine you're expecting Harrisburg to be the same?
Yeah, it's going to be strong.
Well, we appreciate you taking some time. I have to ask, do you ever dabble in the Pacers?
No. The closest I've been to Pacer, that's a Gugu Gaga.
Yes, that's right.
Has a pacing father, so he was a trotter himself. But
that itself was a pretty special situation. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Robert, for joining us. Enjoy your week here in Harrisburg, and best of luck going forward.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Robert Lindstrom. We'll take another timeout. Be right back here in Harrisburg.
Thank you.
By now, you know the name COSA TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
Another aerial shot here in Harrisburg of the Pennsylvania State Farm Show Complex. We're getting set for day number 1 of this year's sale, the 84th annual sale. And of course, it's going to likely be a very entertaining first day, expecting some fireworks. And we've got another guest with us on the desk, Tom Grossman, Blue Chip Farms with us. Tom, thanks so much for taking some time. I've been catching up with many people and they've said, today is very busy, but you were saying the last couple of days might have even been busier for you.
Yeah, I think, it's a very long process of raising them, bringing them in, turning them out in the paddocks. And it's almost when you get here, you can almost exhale. Like now you've done what you can do, and it's just up to what people think they're worth.
So over 40 horses that you guys have brought here this week.
45.
45, and today you'll have several selling. But day number 1 always usually comes with its fireworks, like we said. At least we see that in Lexington. You expect a lot of that today here?
I do. The way our breeding program is, we tend not to have the super obvious potential sales toppers. So the first day can be very tricky because oftentimes, Anthony and the stable are great at this, oftentimes a horse that is very good but isn't for the very obvious buyers. Some people don't come down for the first day, they just assume they can't afford anything. So it's the placement of the horses on the days is very important. And for us, we're more bread and butter, very good horses, but not the obvious one. So we shy away from the first day a little bit.
How much, as the sale goes along and each of your horses goes through the rings, are you kind of riding that roller coaster of emotions? I imagine sometimes you're disappointed, sometimes they bring more than you were expecting. Is it just a roller coaster, like I said?
After 25 years, you've learned, I have a number I think our group will bring. And I bet you I'll be very close, but not horse by horse, And of course, like anything in life, you remember the ones that brought less and you sort of, we sort of deserve to be lucky on the ones that brought a little more. But My total number is always very close, but I can be off by 30, 40,000 on several horses.
We saw you in Lexington, now here in Harrisburg. How did the two sales different? How are they different for Blue Chip Farms with how you guys operate?
It's a struggle for us to figure that out. You know, for us, we bring about 15, 16 horses to Kentucky. Maybe we would bring more, but it's very hairy because I bring a lot of my good staff to Lexington. We have these 45 yearlings in the barn at home, and your staff is split. So it's a logistical issue for us, and we sort of work top down and say 15's the number for Kentucky, and the balance will be here.
Now, you mentioned about Anthony and thestable.ca. We got a lot of our clients watching today. They're familiar with Blue Chip Farms. Talk a bit about your relationship with Anthony once he kind of got the stable up and running over the last several years.
Yeah, I mean, I read an article in HRU that he was going to do it, and I had never met him or talked to him, and I emailed him that day, and I said, that's a great idea. I do have a small thoroughbred business and have seen the concept before. I had no idea that he was as magnanimous and bundle of energy that he was. The concept I liked. We supported him from year one and bought in on some horses with him. And the fact that I'm doing this interview today, a lot of what he does really is to grow the industry and grow my business as much as it is to grow his business. And it's 8 times out of 10 when someone says it's been a win-win proposition, that's bullshit, baloney. But this has been win-win for sure.
Now, you talk about all the years you've been in this game. How is the foot traffic at a place like Harrisburg this year compared to what we've seen in the past?
I think very solid. The sale always has a slightly different schedule and slightly different number of days, so it's hard to compare apples to apples. We obviously track how many times each yearling has been requested to be looked at. And it feels very solid. And I think the trend in the last year and a half, which is very positive, is it's not 80 people looking at the same 50 horses. That it's seeped down into the horses that absolutely have a license to be anything, but aren't so obvious that you have to look at them.
With the way the sales have been going the last few years and just how strong they've been, do you think that is a positive for the sport? I know in the immediate it sounds like it, but is this sustainable?
I think so. I mean, I grew up in the stock market, and I'm always looking for signs of a bubble.
Right.
But when you see how much purses are being run for, how many purses are out there, and the sales price per dollar available, like certainly for New York eligibles, for instance, which is a logistical issue for the stable because of the ownership licenses. But we have more sire stakes money per horse available now than we ever have had. So it's logical that the price would go up. And I think the other thing that has been the efficiency of capital in the industry has changed. With the likes of On Gate and other services, people who want to have stakes horses and wind up with race horses can sell those to people who want to have race horses. That money gets recycled back into the yearling market much quicker. There's not money wasted keeping them at home and trucking them down here. So I think the efficiency of capital is going up, the size of the pie is going up, and it's still very defendable that yearling prices are at this price.
Watching the way that the auction game is changing, though, within the industry and so much of a focus being put online, do you think sales like this will always have their place?
I think for yearlings, yeah. I think the mixed sale is largely doomed, to be honest. With the absent some really, premier horses, it's been a setup, really. The breeders get all the, breeders generally starve until the yearling sale. Right. Then they have a pocket full of cash. And then, we're all a little bit like drug addicts. They swing a nice filly in front of you and you're like, I got to have that, I think it's going to be much more logical going forward. But the yearling inspection process and this little song and dance that's going on here, I don't think that can be replaced online.
Well, certainly it brings people out. If anything, it's quite a social experience, of course.
Yes.
And getting everybody together, you're getting all this money in the room. I'm sure you like to see people coming through these doors every single year.
Absolutely.
Well, Tom, thanks so much for taking the time to join us. I know it's getting busy and we're getting close to the start of day number 1. Best of luck here this week.
Thank you very much.
All right, Tom Grossman, Blue Chip Farms. We'll take another timeout and be back here live from Harrisburg.
Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
By now, you know the name COSA TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page. Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777. As the industry's leading...
All right, we've left the desk here as we're getting set for day number 1 in Harrisburg, and we've got a special guest once again. Julia Mears of Concord Stud Farm joins me. And Julia, thanks so much for taking some time. I'm just looking over our shoulders here. It is very busy here today.
Yes, we are extremely busy. Saturday and Sunday, or Saturday was busy, Sunday was very busy, and now Monday we're getting ready for the sale.
So that has to be a really encouraging sign, the amount of foot traffic you've seen?
Yes, very busy.
So we were talking before we came on camera here about how many horses you guys have here this week. It's a very busy week, 60 plus, I believe, when it comes to the yearlings.
Yep, 68 for the yearlings, and then 30 plus for the mixed horses.
So for yourself, how much pressure do you put on a week like this week? Now that we're finally here, what are your emotions?
This is a make it or break it week for us. Coming, breeding farm. This is where it comes from. So we have to get it done this week. It's pretty important.
Certainly is. And we've been talking to some of the different consigners, some of the different farms as well. Coming here to Harrisburg, over the last few years, obviously it's been a little different with the way things have had to operate at times, but here this year there seems to be a real good positive energy. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, there's been a lot of people here. COVID seems to have, not had an effect on it this year. We've got a breakfast going right now, and it's been a constant flow of people, which is really great to see.
So how much of this game, though, not just having great-looking horses, but is it a marketing game for yourselves? How much planning goes into a week like this, just making sure that everything is in order? I mean, I look at the stalls, I see the nice signs there. You don't see that at all the different consignments. How much emphasis do you put on the details?
We put a lot of emphasis on the horses, a little less on all of the everything else. It sort of just comes together for us, but it all goes into it for sure.
And today here in day number 1, I think we're expecting a lot of fireworks. How many horses will we see from Concord today?
We've got over half our consignment today, so today's pretty important.
So just like everybody's predicting, it's going to be a fast day, a day energetic day, lots of fireworks, lots of spending, and that's exactly what you want to see.
Yes, please make that happen.
All right, well, we appreciate you taking some time. I know Anthony kind of wrangled you into this at the last second. You guys are very busy. Good luck here today, and enjoy the week.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll take another time out. When we come back, we're going to take a closer look at some of the yearlings that'll selling today.
What is it? Oh, tell them we want to see. Oh my God, that's it right there. Tell them we want to see it. Ready, Kurt? This is number 994. Number 94 here at Concord. Time is on my side. This is a brother to Forever Boy, Tim's horse. My God, this is a good-looking horse. Now, Forever Boy's a good-looking horse, but Tim would know better than me. I don't really remember Forever Boy as a yearling. I've seen him in the barn when I'm over there. He's a very good-looking horse. This is a gorgeous animal. I wouldn't bring up a Captain Crunch Pennsylvania only eligible if it didn't look really, really good. And you're not going to find much better looking horses than this guy around here. He's actually kind of perfect. Gorgeous horse. So he is Captain Crunch at a mock around the clock, who, if I'm not mistaken, Tim had also. 501,000 made and a mark of 151-1. As I said, just put together almost perfectly in a horse set. Although we're not really looking for Pennsylvania pacers that are only eligible in Pennsylvania, we are definitely looking for good-looking horses, and you can't go wrong so far. There's a lot of grass between now and a winner's circle next year in 2023, but man, that's a good-looking horse. Number 94, time is on my side. Selling here on day 1 in Harrisburg. Sires. So this is number 109. My God, what a beautiful, beautiful filly. Now, Green Shoe is going to make it tough to buy this filly. She is only Pennsylvania, not dual eligible, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to save us here. This is one dandy looking filly, a Green Shoe filly who is a sister to Long Tom himself, and as Steve pointed out, in range. Very strong family on the top end. I liked her video. I have an odd gait written for a video, but she looks like a lot of the long toms that we bought. So it's kind of odd how the family is. I guess that not that shocking, but man, what a gorgeous filly. She's put together perfectly. She looks very, very nice. This is how horses are supposed to look. She is dandy. Number 109, her name is Green Spring. Oh yes, Green Spring. She's selling on day one here at Concord Farms. Man, she's a good looking filly. Yeah, one of them, you're right. That's a nice horse. Whew, very short. She goes for 150 or 160, we can buy her. But she's going to bring a lot of dollars. No, I didn't. Well, this is one good-looking horse. It just dawned on me. I just saw at the top of the catalog. He is triple eligible, which almost will make this beautiful horse unattainable. When I looked at the pedigree of number 121, Legal Scholar, I said, yeah, you get Justice on the front dam. There are 4 winners at a 7 foals. A rather ordinary type pedigree, but absolutely not an ordinary type horse. Very good-looking horse here in number 121, Legal Scholar. The problem we're going to run into is, one, his looks, I suspect, kind of outweigh his pedigree, and then you combine that with 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 jurisdictions this horse can race in, staking-wise, and makes it a very, very difficult acquisition. Although I like the horse, and although when I first looked at the pedigree, I said to myself, geez, this is a gorgeous horse we could probably buy, I may have to revisit that. Might be a little tougher than I think to acquire number 121, Legal Scholar. Good-looking horse, nice pedigree, decent family, but those 3 jurisdictions are going to make it very, very difficult to do business with Mr. Scholar here tomorrow. So day 1, number 121, Legal Scholar. We'll be watching him very, very closely on day 1 here in Harrisburg. I'll tell you what we probably don't need is a New Jersey bred trotting colt. But I am going to be on the lookout for any horses I think we might be able to find some value in. Should we find value in hip number 128, 7 reps? No, probably not. I believe this mare was a nice mare. If I'm not mistaken, Ben had this mare, Seti Dio, sold her. Chapter 7 mare, made $55,000, took a mark as a 3-year-old, 55-1. Second dam is okay, Maximus Dio, Maven's Way. They're okay horses, also by Muscle Hill. Third dam is a dam of Donato Hanover. You see plenty of that around in all the sale catalogs. Just keep an eye on this horse's feet. Number 128, 7 reps, is a March 26th Muscle Hill colt. Well put together. Actually, I was just looking at his video also. He's a good-looking video. All in all, a really well put together, good-looking horse. Now selling on day 1 of Muscle Hill. Historically speaking, he'd probably bring a ton of money. But I don't know if he will. It's the type of horse that brings decent money, but is and could be a very nice horse. He's got a lot of growing to do. You can see how his hind end is popped up real good there in the back. But put together, he's got broad shoulders, lots of muscle. Just a really, really good-looking horse. Number 128, 7 reps. Selling here on day 1 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I thought I would at least bring it to everybody's attention. Brace for Landing's full sister. Now, he raced good last night. Finished 3rd, trotted 27 in a piece. And I always tell you guys, he's not mature. He's very immature physically and even a little mentally on the track, but happy to do his work, got a great work ethic and always has. This is, I think it's safe to say, a bigger sister. This is a younger but much bigger, stronger looking sister. Physically more mature, February 25th foal, so that goes without saying. Physically much more mature than Brace for Landing, maybe even is, to be quite frank, but definitely was. This is Linnea G. She is a February 25th Tactical Landing, as I said, full sister to Brace for Landing. Man, what a good-looking filly. Honestly, Steve and I were talking about it a minute ago. I'm a little surprised she's in the sale. They've kept all the fillies out of this family. This is the first female they sold, I believe, out of this family. So, very good-looking filly, very very well put together, and a filly that we're most definitely interested in. But I suspect, after watching who pulled her out over and over again, I suspect there'll be a lot of people very interested in number 134, Linnea G.
All right, thanks so much as we come back inside Harrisburg and the Show Farm Complex. It's got a lengthy name. Mark McKelvey, Amy McDonald with me as we're getting closer to day number 1. Amy, yesterday you saw what probably felt like a million horses, but we're going to talk a little bit about some that stood out to you, including Hip 109 from the Concord Consignment. We were just talking with Julie Mears. Hip 109, a green shoe filly that really caught your eye. Was this one that caught your eye before you even got here, or was this after yesterday taking a look?
Well, to be honest, I did see her video. First of all, I looked at the videos, I looked at the pedigree, and then I kind of, to be honest, I don't really look at the pacers because I don't really know. I'm not knowledgeable enough to be able to write one off or say this is a nice horse only based on their page. When I look at a trotter, I feel like I know a little bit more of what to look for, what not to look for, toed in, toed out, those types of things are a little bit, I've learned from Anthony, obviously, but so the green shoe filly, yes, I did like her video, and then we did pull her out when we got here. Her pedigree page is pretty solid.
So this is
she's
number
got
109,
Long Tom as a sibling. And then just the individual, she was a really good size. And I feel like the green shoes, they're not really stamped as well as some of the other sires, where you would say like some of them are small, some of them are big. She's a really big filly. She's very long barreled. She was straight. And then on top of her pedigree, and then, I don't know, just based on how she just looked like a nice horse.
So she stood out as obviously one of your top choices, and we were talking before we came on camera about how you do watch these videos, you're going through the pages, you come here, you pull them out of the stall. Sometimes you do get disappointed though.
Absolutely. There's a lot of times where, you know, you're waiting for that certain angle on the video and it looks okay, and then you come here and you pull them out and you're like, wow, I really thought that horse was going to be bigger, smaller, straighter, that sort of thing. There's a ton of horses on here where I wrote looks small, and then I get here and pull them out, and I was like, I couldn't be more wrong. So I know a lot of people say you can't buy a horse based on what the video looks like, and to that is true, because when you do get here, you do see a lot of things that you wouldn't have seen on a video.
We were in Lexington, now we're here in Harrisburg. It's a process. It's long days usually. Do you feel yourself getting a little tired? Do sometimes they start to all kind of look the same?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Especially yesterday, because we did look at so many. And then, and actually I think the videos too, when you just look after, I space it out, whereas Anthony can just pull the thing out and just do it. I need breaks, because by the time I've been doing it for over an hour and I'm just looking, and I'm not really paying attention anymore. And I think that matters, because when I get here, I may have wrote one off on the video that maybe I shouldn't have. So him and I are very different when it comes to that sort of thing. We don't do it the same way.
I've talked to Anthony quite a few times about when he's out there bidding. What is your energy level like? I guess I can say, are you nervous, anxious when you guys are bidding on one?
I used to be. I'm getting a little bit more accustomed to the whole process now. But I will say, when we were in Lexington and we were bidding on horses for like $400,000, I did not. That feeling was back. It was back from like when we first started the stable, and I was like, what are we doing? Like, we're buying these horses and we don't have a path forward, and we don't have a plan yet. But now that I feel a little bit more comfortable, but still, we've never gone up to that level. And it is like something that I'm proud of, that we're kind of getting to that. But at the same time, it was still like I was very nervous when he was bidding on those two in particular that were super expensive.
Well, for the people watching at home, you can circle 109, one to certainly keep your eye on. That's Amy's top choice here today. Maybe we'll check in tomorrow and see how this all played out, and maybe get another top pick for tomorrow and Wednesday. All right, Amy, thanks so much.
Yep, no problem.
All right, we'll take one more commercial break, then Anthony will join me, and we'll get you set. Day one coming up. It'll begin at noon.
Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
By now, you know the name COSA TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
All right, we're in now the main arenas. We're getting set for day number 1 of the Harrisburg sale, and Rob Tribbett from All American Harness Spreads joins me. And a busy day coming up. 10 horses that you guys are going to be selling. Is that busy? How many we got here this week?
We got 33, so that's about normally we got 10 today, 14 tomorrow, and then 9 the last day.
Now, I've been talking to many of the consigners and some of the potential buyers, and they're expecting day number 1 to be pretty hot. Are you expecting that?
Yeah, I think, based on what's happened in Lexington and in the thoroughbred world, because we also are in that business, that the lots that have quality will sell very well, and that there's something that's got a couple holes that might slide through. But I think most of the day will be very strong.
How do you feel about the group of horses that you guys have brought here this week?
It's a very good group of horses, and we have a lot of sire power, which I think is really important. And the nice thing about the standardbred sale here is that there's something for everybody. All week. There's New York breds, there's Ontario breds, and there's Grand Circuit horses. There's horses for everyone.
So talking a bit about the amount of people that are here this week and over the last few days, how's the foot traffic been by your consignment?
It's been very, very busy. I mean, yesterday we had a 3-hour stretch that was totally nonstop the entire time, so it was very good.
And even on a morning like this for yourself, what's it all like? I mean, you're probably here bright and early getting everything ready?
Yeah, our crew's here early, getting everything ready, and we'll start showing a little after 8, and then showtime's going to be here before we know it, and then it's just the auction goes, and you just have to fit in the auction.
Now, for a lot of our clients that are watching here today, they've never been to Harrisburg. How often during day 1 and day 2 do you see people still coming by? Can you inspect yearlings as the day's going on?
Yep, you will see a lot of people having horses inspected today. Especially the more popular ones will be very busy. And people will start working for Thursday and Wednesday now.
Well, Rob, thanks so much for taking a brief moment to chat with us. We're getting set for day number 1. Best of luck here this week, and we'll keep our eye on those All-Americans.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, we'll take, as I said before, now one last commercial break. Anthony joins me on the other side of the break.
Own a little and love it a lot. Thestable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. Thestable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at thestable.ca.
As the industry's leading sales agency, Preferred Equine recently introduced its exciting new online sales portal, Preferred Equine Online. Developed by our experienced sales team, the powerful new platform with cutting-edge technology makes buying and selling easy from the comfort of your home or office over any device. Our experienced sales team offers full customer service for buyers and sellers as it relates to the collection, distribution, and transfer of the horses offered. Sellers can enter a horse as easy as 1, 2, 3 with a searchable database while allowing comments, photos, and other documents. Buyers can view live pedigrees, past performances, and race videos. To create your account or learn more, visit www.preferredequine.com or call 914-773-7777.
By now, you know the name COSA TV, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. COSA TV has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. COSA TV, taking Ontario racing global.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
All right, we're back on the desk as we've been making our way around here in Harrisburg, just checking things out, the sights and sounds. It's getting busy. Anthony Reed joining me as we're going to put a bow on our show for day number 1, but that won't be the end of things for day number 1. The sale's got to kick off. It's going to kick off at noon. Go to all the industry websites. You'll be able to find a link to watch along. You'll be able to track the results, and we'll have videos of any of the purchases from today that we'll be able to share with you later on, and especially during our show tomorrow. But Anthony, this is my first time in Harrisburg. Everyone tells me how busy it gets. It does get pretty busy here.
Yeah.
Good atmosphere so far. During the last little bit, I'm sure you've taken some time just to check out a few more horses. And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I think the horses we're looking at, it's funny you say that. You had a gentleman, Robert Lindstrom on here.
Yep.
That's a guy that bottled well last year. That's a guy that you don't want to be in his crosshairs. So, as I said to him before, the horses that he looked at that maybe weren't his top picks are the ones that we're trying to buy. If we're going to beat him, we're going to beat him with one of the lower picks that he had. And so those are the types of horses we're looking for. I enjoyed the interview you just did with Rob. It was very, very interesting. All the consigners, whether it be All-American or Twin Brook, or we'll talk to Steve tomorrow from Hunterton, a different perspective on what they see, right? Because as you can imagine, we're at a place right now where what they're looking for is the exact opposite of what I'm looking for. So as I said to Tom jokingly yesterday, we were talking with the horses, I said, listen, anytime you leave the sale angry, I probably leave the sale happy. So it's quite a contrast between buyers and sellers, but at the same token, they want to see their horses go to a place that's going to get the horses broke properly, get the horses trained down, get the horses to the races, and what happens. And, we've been very fortunate and very lucky this year. Jason, I just saw, is here now at the sale. Harry couldn't make it down, but he was at the London sale with me for a little bit. The crew that we have put together, the people that we have, whether it be Harry Polton with, a wealth of experience throughout the industry, or Mario, who's been around forever, or Dominic, a good friend of mine, which happens to be right behind us right now, whether it be Dominic or Jason, we put together such a very diverse, hard-working crew, and all of our caretakers. And, days like today are all about building next year. And none of that can happen without the hard work of all our caretakers and all our trainers and everybody all of our owners and clients that go into this. A day like today, us doing these videos is very important, not just for us as a stable, but for the industry itself. So for me, I feel great going into today because again, you did a great job. Curtis did a great job. You always make it look so easy, and it's not. People don't realize exactly how difficult it is. There's Bob, and there's Bob. Just so many things go into making the stable, and this is just one component. I'm so happy that it worked out well this year, and it looks like it's going to continue to work out well. So for everybody behind the scenes, thank you very much for doing it. For everybody out there watching, thank you for taking the time to watch and be a part of it. And if anybody wants to actually be a part of the stable, be a part of working with us, buying horses, racing horses, we're here and easy to get a hold of also.
Certainly are. And one thing I really enjoyed today is that we've been able to give people a look behind the scenes, not just at what you're going through inspecting horses and saying, this is one that maybe I'm going to try and buy, but talking to the breeders, the consigners, and what the kind of pressure they're feeling and everything they got to put in. And I can speak from personal experience at the London sale, having read the pedigrees at that sale up on stage right before. The sales company's putting pressure on me because they're saying, if you got to have a good sale, everybody needs to perform, so to speak. And I think
you get to see every aspect of the circus, right?
You really do, and I think that's been great to show a lot of our viewers here today. Tom brought up a good point too. You talk about trying to find value. He brought up a great point that at the end of each sale, he usually checks the number that he predicted before, total dollars, rather than horse by horse, and saying how it usually balances out. You're disappointed in one, but then one you didn't expect sells for a little more, and it usually balances out. It's funny that I guess when you got that much experience, usually you have a pretty good read on it.
Volume,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And it's you touched on a point that I forget about sometimes too, is that we always want to get horses for as little as we can. But these breeders, you can imagine foaling the horse out, being excited because the horse is correct, taking care of that horse, making sure it looks shiny and beautiful on sale day, and then see it go through the ring. And in that glimpse of time, everything you've done, everything you've been through with that horse has brought to a boiling point like that. And it's just such, you talk about racing horses and how stressful it can be in a race. Doing this, oh man, that would be the most nerve-wracking job in the entire industry. So, as much as I want to rob them, as much as we want to pay as little as we can, I do root for them a little bit too sometimes, because without these consigners, the industry is a much, much different place.
Yeah, you're right about that. I think Tammy outlined it real well, talking about the fact that everything could change in just a moment, but you put so much work into it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Jeez. All right. We've got a couple more minutes left here, Anthony. Looking at today, we've shown, I think, about 14, 15 different horses that we did videos on that are selling here today. Amy's talked about her top pick. So you got a few.
I had to break the news to her that she's probably not getting her top pick.
I know. And you know what? For the viewers at home, Robert Lindstrom was with us. I think that one might be one of his top picks as well, which, to your point, maybe changes things. That being said, you've usually got a contingency plan. Looking at today, how many would you say, and I know you watch every horse that goes through the ring, but how many do you got pegged that you're really going to be focused on here today?
Yeah, that's a great question. If there's 167 horses sell today, you'll probably see the stable interested or bidding on half of them.
Okay.
And it has to be about where my watermark is. If you're looking at, okay, so the first horse in the ring is Twin Brook's horse, Twin Beyond Fire. There's a Down by the Seaside colt, good-looking colt, a brother to Wheels on Fire. We all know he's the first horse in Harrisburg. He's going to sell for a lot of money. Not really the type of horse we're looking for in the Ohio sale. We ended up with actually the most expensive pacer in the Ohio sale, the Ohio Select sale, who was a Down by the Seaside colt. So for me, that's not really what I'm looking for, right? Having said that, I also know I have a price on that horse, and if it says a lot less than that on that board up there, you're probably going to see me raise my hand, and that is exactly what we're trying to do. The horses that I have a real affinity to on day one. Listen, everybody in the stable loves Kings County and what he's done for us this year. We're not going to be able to buy Kings County's brother, number 8. I'm going to watch, and I'm going to be ready, but I highly doubt there's even an opportunity for me to get my hand up to bid on that particular horse. Atlas Hanover.
Yep.
My first trip, although it didn't work out well, my first trip to the Little Brown Jug, maybe my last. But no, truthfully, a horse that has done a lot of good for us. His brother, his full brother, is selling at number 6. For the right price, we'd bring him home, but I don't think it'll happen. There's a number of horses in here, and I outlined them on the videos where I thought you might be able to find some value, and this is why. Those are the types of horses that we usually do the most work with, right? The ones that just off the peripheral of Robert Lindstrom and people like Robert Lindstrom. But at the same token, quality animals and quality horses that maybe aren't at the top of the heap in their eyes.
Yeah.
They maybe won't forgive the fact that a horse is toed out a little bit, or won't forgive the fact that the horse is maybe just a little more small and dainty than what they were looking for. But that doesn't mean that horse won't win the Breeders' Crown, won't win the Hambo Oaks at 3, won't win any amount of races. And that's the beauty of this game, is that if Robert Lindstrom knew, he certainly wouldn't be talking to you on sale day. He'd be busy going collect his horses. And no one knows, and that's what's so awesome about this game, is that we get to watch what takes place today and then reflect upon it next year and see exactly what we've bought, what we've done, and how our horses race in 2023.
Absolutely. Well, we are 1 minute from the top of the hour, which means it is showtime, so to speak. And we hope you've enjoyed our coverage here today and enjoyed our show. We're going to be back tomorrow and Wednesday morning. Those start times tentatively set for 9 a.m. Keep your eyes peeled to thestable.ca social media channels. We'll give you our updates there. Anthony, good luck here today. Where's your location here? Where do you like to stand?
Right over there, actually, in the corner of the ring, usually around the back area. Now, they put a pretty good spread of food out, so I might be hovering closer to the food than I usually do. But for the first little while, I don't think we're going to get much action in. So I think the first horse we're looking at, aside from the two aforementioned ones, would be maybe number 10, maybe not for a bit, in the 20s, usually 20s and 30s. So, as I said, it'd be great to follow along. Maybe you and I can catch up if we happen to buy a horse, go back and look at it. we'll bring that to everybody out there. So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. I hope it was a. How did the interview with Ake Svanstedt go?
That was not bad. And I've interviewed him a few times before, so you kind of know how to work around that. And he gave us some really good stuff and got to talk about a lot of his success this year.
He was very, very timid about coming on. And good for him, because this is important for everybody.
Yep.
This isn't just about us. This is about bringing the industry to everybody out there. And I thought that was really cool that he did that.
It was great. We had a great group of guests. We'll have even more tomorrow. Anthony will let you get in place. Good luck today. Everybody, if you want to follow along, go to standardbreadcanada.ca, ustrotting.com. They'll have links there where you can watch the live stream, track the results, and keep your eyes peeled, as I mentioned, to our social channels, as we'll provide updates as we continue this week here in Harrisburg. Enjoy your Monday, day number 1, coming up in just moments. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.